my question is, why are Chicago summers so beautiful yet so dead? Okay, the beauty and the beast. So as you can see, this young boy, he's enjoying summer. No one is interrupting his innocence. But on the other picture, they're probably the same age, but he's a little bit younger. And he's given a role, and that role is having to cope with death because he is signing, as you can see on the sheet of paper. Well, this is words from the president himself about gun control.
Our unalienable right to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, those rights were stripped from college kids in Blacksburg and Santa Barbara, and from high schoolers at Columbine, and from first graders in Newtown. First graders. And from every family who never imagined that their loved one would be taken from our lives by a bullet from a gun. Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad. And by the way, it happens on the streets of Chicago every day. So, all of us need to demand a Congress brave enough to stand up to the gun lobby's lies. All of us need to stand up and protect its citizens. All of us need to demand governors and legislators and businesses do their part to make our communities safer. We need the wide majority of responsible gun owners who grieve with us every time this happens and feel like your views are not being properly represented to join with us to demand something better.
So as the president was saying himself, is the issue why so many of these kids are being killed on the streets of Chicago is because of guns. So let us discuss on his reaction. So how does Obama's reaction affect the situation about gun control?
Because it shows that even the president is worried about it, so that means that we should probably be worried about it too, and that like if the president is saying something about it, like maybe there could be like a change.
And then the other question, how do you feel about Obama mentioning Chicago's violence? Is it something we should be worried about, or Chicago violence become a part of its reputation?
So I think it's something we should be worried about because lately, like yesterday, I know, well, I live in the neighborhood of like where the shooting happened yesterday morning at Hancock, and it's just like scary to think that I could have been on my way to school, or like just like that kid was, and he got shot, gunned down at 8 a.m. So you don't know what to expect, and I think that that's really important because we live in a city that's so populated and so deadly, like you said. So it's important to keep in mind.
And the last one is, what are your views on gun control?
I don't think so. A lot of people have the excuse of, oh, I need a gun to protect myself, and I just feel like people shouldn't be allowed to carry guns in general. Just because I'm from Chicago, so I know how people are, so I wouldn't trust anyone really with a gun, especially guys, because kind of like learning from Steph's video earlier too. Guys have higher levels of testosterone, and like especially during the summer, like when that testosterone levels rise, that's when they're more violent. And I just feel like you shouldn't put a gun in their hand, especially when they don't know how to control themselves half the time. Like if they learn to get it illegally anyways.
Jimmy's got something to say.
Well, I really agree with Obama's perception on it's up to businesses and many corporations to raise their criteria to get a gun. I do believe that if you deserve to have a gun, you should own a gun just because it's part of the amendment, and we shouldn't change that. But it's not gender based. First of all, like I just want to like put that out there. But I really do believe that people should have more tests in order to get a gun and know how and when to use it properly.
And it's so easily to get a gun in the city of Chicago. So that's why I think that so many of these violent crimes are happening is because it's so easily to get them. So views from citizens. So I did an interview from Salvador Rodriguez, and it says, and he said, it is sad to think that the nice weather brings out more violent crime in our city. We all try to enjoy our city, but when we hear that violence is when we hear about all the violence that is going on, it makes us not want to go outside. And it just says, what he says, it's like, as the weather increases, there's more danger outside, and that isn't normal at all because Chicago is a city, as you can see in the summertime, it is beautiful, the weather is nice outside, and our citizens of Chicago should not be scared to go outside of their homes. And another from Jarrett, he or she explained, like Roseland, North Lawndale is overrun with boarded up buildings and run down parks. And it's just like our kids nowadays are being discouraged from going outside because of their neighborhoods that they live in. They're living in rundown parks and boarded up buildings, and that is why some they are stayed outside, and then they grow up to have this mindset of anger, and then they grow up to killing people that are innocent. And then solutions that I brought up for Chicago is that there should be policemen on every block, like literally every block. So like there should, because with policemen, people could have a sense of their like protection, and it can help reduce crime a lot. And the community could feel like if there's a policeman on my block, then maybe the crime could help, maybe the crime can decrease. And then free organizations / clubs for kids ages 1 through 18. With that kind of opportunity for the kids, they're able to be active, and they're able to have support from these organizations, and they aren't just on the streets every day, they're actually being in these clubs and helping them keep active. And then last but not least, love the kids. With the kid, if you aren't giving a kid love at the age very young, then they have this mindset of like, no one's gonna love me, then why? Then they go into gangs because they feel that that's the love that they are getting from. But if you give a kid love, if you're putting spokesmen in like schools starting at a very young age and telling that these kids easily that they're appreciated and that they are loved, then the violence in Chicago can significantly decrease. So these are just all my family and my friends too. I just forgot to mention, but my friends and family, like, and yours too. Like, you guys want to be safe during the summer, and Chicago's such a beautiful city that we shouldn't be afraid to step outside our homes. And just like my family and everybody else, we just need to stay safe throughout the summertime.